I just want to warn everyone watching right now, the clip that I'm about to show might not be family friendly. You've been warned. Okay, I know that was a bad joke, but what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today. One of the most wholesome moments that I can remember in the last few years of watching baseball, and we're not talking about Albert Pujols returning to the Cardinals and hitting his first home run in St. Louis as a member of the Cardinals, I think in like 10 or 15 years, something crazy. And Kwan made even more history yesterday. Yes, he is continuing to break records. Now, speaking of making history, Alyssa Nakken became the first woman in the history of baseball to ever coach on the field, and this was an awesome moment. I'm hoping that this happens more often because players really are receptive to her, and she knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's doing, so she's making a lot of people angry, and good. Make those people angry because we don't want them in the game of baseball anyways. Either way, let's go ahead and talk about the Giants facing off against the Padres the rest of that game. San Diego was trying to stay hot after starting the year off 4-1, and we quickly found out that they would not be moving to 5-1 because Brandon belts a 2-run Oppo Taco that was followed up by a single and a sac fly, and a 6-run first was capped off by the rookie Joey Bart on this RBI single. Yu Darvish is sent back out in the second inning to try and save the bullpen, but he got torched again as the Giants end up with 4 more. Darvish surrendered 8 base hits on 2 walks in just under 12 innings, maybe his worst start of his career. Mike Wazowski, keep doing that. Mike Yastrzemski extends the lead on a double in the 5th, and Dubon's bunt single sparks controversy as the Padres were confused as to why he wasn't giving them free outs. I've never understood this. Like, apparently, according to the unwritten rules of baseball, you cannot try and extend the lead. We'll talk about why that's important in just a second. And it looked like Kepler was chewing out Dubon, but listen to his post-game interview. He was doing the opposite.
Also support the decision that Dubon made to bunt right there. And our goal is not exclusively to win one game in a series, it's to try to win the entire series. So sometimes that means trying to get a little bit deeper into the opposition's pen. Score as many runs as possible, force the other pitcher to throw as many pitches as possible. And if other clubs decide that they want to do the same thing to us, we're not going to have any issue with it.
To me, that was a great explanation. I never had thought to think maybe a good reason to run up the score is to win the series, because at that point you're depleting the opponent's bullpen, which is really smart. And also, one thing to consider, this year there is no game 163 tiebreaker. If the Padres and the Giants are tied after the season ends, it is based off run differential between these season series. So this is important. That run actually matters. And of course, Dubon is fighting for a spot on the roster, so I don't understand why the Padres are upset. This is a division rival. The kid's trying to make the team, and his team had his back. Jock Peterson and Flores had his back. They hit 2 home runs, and they win 13-2. So this game was not close from the jump. All right, let's go ahead and get the walk-offs out the way. The Rays faced off against the A's, and Brandon Lau hit his 2nd home run of the season. Taylor Walls singles in Mike Zunino, and he gives G-Man Choi a chance to deliver with runners in scoring position, and he does exactly that. And he pimped it as well. This ball was torched. Brett Phillips torches a home run of his own as well, and this was during an interview. And the reason why it's so special is because the person that was being interviewed was a young girl who just overcame cancer. She threw out the first pitch to Brett Phillips. Cue the Squidward Onions meme.
I'm not at loss of words, but I had the chance to meet Chloe for the first time, and she's battling cancer, and she brought me these gifts. She wrote my name on a softball, and again, what an inspiration. I'm praying for you, Chloe, and your family. You're really cool, and that homer was for you.
I love baseball so much. That was such a cool moment. Now, unfortunately for Tampa Bay, they see their lead cut to nothing, actually go down by a run in extra innings. Wander Franco is a cheat code. He ties it up and then scores on Manuel Margot's walk-off single. Speaking of Wander Franco, he is hitting .550 with the .545 on base percentage in his first 22 plate appearances. Remember, he turned 21 a few weeks ago on March 1st. He doesn't make sense. The Angels versus the Marlins, a nice little southpaw matchup magic between Jesus Luzardo and Patrick Sandoval. Anthony Rendon shuts up all of the haters. When I went to opening day versus the Astros, a lot of Angels fans were screaming at him overpaid, so that must have felt good for Anthony. Tyler Wade steals second and very clearly gets tagged with his foot off the bag. He was out, but the umpires called him safe, and of course it wasn't enough to overturn, so Max Stassi capitalizes and drives in the game-winning run. Was it a fielder's choice? Was it an error? I don't know what to make of that. You guys have to let me know in the comment section down below. All right, let's move on over to the Guardians versus the Reds. You will not believe me, but Stephen Kwan had another huge game. He had 2 walks on the day, and he worked a 7 or 8 pitch at bat in the third before a sac fly. 2 runners were on for J-Ram, who gets helped by the baseball gods on a 2-run 3-bagger. Now, luckily, the x-rays came back negative, and everyone involved is okay. Andres Jimenez, another tremendous at-bat in the 4th, results in an RBI triple, and I didn't even mention Shane Bieber had a no-hitter through the 4th inning, and then the 6th happened. He ran out of gas. Former Cleveland outfielder turned relief pitcher Anthony Ghost gives up a pimp job to former Cleveland first-rounder Tyler Nakken. Owen Miller slapped his 5th double. Yes, 5 doubles. He leads Major League Baseball in 2-baggers. And Andres Jimenez clutches up again. 421 feet is no cheapie. Stephen Kwan has a walk in the 9th to make it 18 times in 5 games that he's been on base. That is a Major League record. And also, as I'm recording this video, he just swung and missed for the first time ever. So he went 116 pitches without swinging and missing. J-Ram comes in and clears the bases on this grand slam. And is this what he can do when he has help? He's basically hitting 430 with 11 RBIs and 21 at-bats. Let's move on over to a few one-run ball games, shall we, because we had a few of them. Nolan Arenado is not playing around this year. He's looking like Albert Pujols in his prime. 3 home runs, 3 doubles, 19 total bases in his first 4 games. And speaking of Pujols, there he goes. That was home run number 680. But just like Kansas City did to Cleveland, they immediately make it a ball game. Salvi forgot that this ball had a family. He goes 441 feet, and then Michael Taylor rips a 2-run shot to tie it right back up. The Royals left in Daniel Lynch way too long, in my opinion, and no way you should ever leave him in versus Andrew Kisner, who destroys lefties. With 1 swing, the Cardinals go back up by 3 runs, but Kansas City will not give up. Gallagher doubles in Nicky Lopez. Salvi smokes his 2nd home run of the game. Just unfortunately, they ran into the buzzsaw, Giovanni Gallegos, who was waiting in the 9th, and he converted a 1-2-3 save. White Sox and the Mariners. Hey, Eugenio, first as a Mariner. It's nice to get that off your chest, especially after a abomination of a 2021 campaign. Winker was looking for his first as well, but not enough pop as Lou Bob flies in to make the grab, and my dark horse rookie of the year pick, Matt Brash, was looking filthy. I mean, look at the depth on his off-speed pitches, and he can throw 99 to 100 if he needs to. But just like Shane Bieber, he ran out of gas in the 6th inning, and Lou Bob shows that he is the complete 5-tool player, going 410 feet the other way. Brash ends his debut with 6 strikeouts, and I just want to say the future is very, very bright in Seattle. Eloy knows that the Mariners refuse to go away, so he busted down the line to give the bullpen a 2-run cushion, and it was needed as Liam Hendricks was all over the place. Winker brings the Mariners within 1, but Liam is able to close it, and the White Sox are showing that they can win a baseball game in multiple facets of baseball. They are not top-heavy at anything. The Brewers and the Orioles. Andrew McCutchen puts the Brew Crew up by 2 on his 3rd double of the year, matching Nolan Arenado for the National League lead. Milwaukee was looking pretty good, and then that's not good. Cedric, every time I say Cedric Mullins, it reminds me of the Goblet of Fire. Anyways, he is showing his 30-30 campaign from a year ago was not just luck or a fluke. Unfortunately, though, all of that madness culminated in them giving up the lead 3 seconds later. The Brewers tie it on a Renfroe RBI double in the very next half inning, and it stays tied until the 7th when McCutchen becomes McClutchen. The only problem, Baltimore loads the bases with 0 outs, so they're for sure going to score, right? There's 1 strikeout, then there's 2. 3 strikeouts in a row for Devin Williams. This is why the Brewers are talked about in terms of World Series favorites, because if Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, and Freddie Peralta are on top of their game and you have to face that bullpen, it's not fair. The Cubs faced off against the Pirates. This one's actually pretty easy to recap because it was an unlikely pitcher's duel between Smiley and Quintana in PNC Park. They held it scoreless through 4, and then Seiya Suzuki says see ya again for his 2nd home run. Want more? Okay, here you go. Seiya does it again in the 7th, 3 home runs and 8 RBIs in his first 12 at-bats. Brian Reynolds knocks one out to bring it to a 1-run ball game, but Pittsburgh is held scoreless in the 9th, and they take the 2-1 loss. 37-year-old phenom David Robertson is still getting it done, earning his 2nd save of the season. And then the final 1-run game, Astros versus Diamondbacks. Michael Brantley showed off his elderly skills at a ripe age of, he's going to be 35 in a few weeks. Good for him, he can still kind of get it done in left field. Luis Garcia had his first start since the rough World Series stretch, tossing 4 very good innings. He doesn't allow a single run to score, and Mad Bum matched him pitch for pitch. Well, that was until Luis Garcia was taken out, and then Mad Bum stayed in for the 5th, where Jose Siri destroys this baseball 110 miles per hour off the bat. When you hit it that hard, you should be able to watch it. The Diamondbacks tied up in the 6th, but Jose Siri shows off his speed, and Michael Brantley singles home the game-winning run. Houston is off to a 4-1 start. The Red Sox faced off against the Tigers, and 22-year-old Spencer Torkelson doubles off of 67-year-old Rich Hill. Okay, he's not actually 67, but that was his very first MLB hit. This was all Tigers through 5 innings, but the Boston lineup wakes up in the 6th. The core of that lineup delivers, with Hernandez, Devers, and Martinez all finding holes. They tied up at 3 runs apiece in the blink of an eye, and then enter the Warlock, Garrett Whitlock. He's given the lead in the 8th inning after Devers and Arroyo put the ball in play as well. Garrett shuts the door with nearly 4 perfect relief innings, and they stole him from the Yankees in the Rule 5 draft. So the more famous Rule 5 draft picks, Akil Baddoo and Garrett Whitlock, yeah, they're playing in the same series right now. Tylor, aka Tylord McGill, not only might be the best number 3 starter in baseball, but he's entering the conversation for one of the better pitchers overall in baseball. He was tasked with dueling Zach Wheeler in Philly, and neither of them disappointed. McGill ends his night with 5 strikeouts on 0 walks, and he leads with a leave after a Brandon Nimmo home run. Charlie Marte shows off the wheels. He swipes 2nd in the 8th to get into scoring position for Francisco Lindor, who led the Mets in OPS with runners in scoring position last year, and is hitting .500 with runners in scoring position this year. Edwin Diaz was back with the Mets, and he strikes out 3 for his first save of 2022, but the story has been McGill. He has not allowed a run in almost 11 innings of work this year. This Mets rotation is going to be disgusting when DeGrom comes back. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., my goodness, everyone becomes a platinum defender when they face the Yankees, and Teoscar Hernandez basically tricked Josh Johnson into going home. He nabs him with a cannon of a throw. Aaron Hicks, he buys himself a bit of more time without the boos because Yankees fans were not happy with him. He laces a 2-run laser beam to right center, and that was all that Nestor and the Yankees bullpen needed. Nestor had 5 strikeouts and just under 4 shutout, and then Clay Holmes and the bullpen, they made it look easy, especially Aroldis Chapman. So the Yankees and the Blue Jays have both started 3-2 on the year. Who is the team to beat in that division? The Braves and the Nationals. If you like offense, yeah, this was the game to watch. Heredia and Albies, they kickstart the explosion with a 3-run 2nd inning, and from there, if you went up to grab a snack, you missed a lot. Osuna smokes one. Dansby, who had like 11 strikeouts in his first 17 at-bats, he rips a double to get some confidence. Ozuna hits another home run in the 5th, and real quick, I want to talk about Juan Soto because that was his 100th career home run, and he does not turn 24 until October. A future first ballot Hall of Famer in the making. Albies and Riley combined to make it 14-3, and then we all saw that hit by pitch of Travis d'Arnaud. Just retaliation needs to be stopped. The Dodgers and the Twins, Andrew Heaney and Chris Archer was a surprise duel, but I think the awful weather played a part. I'm from Vegas, so I would have not made it in this one. We can see that Heaney struck out 5 through 4. Archer had 4 shutout innings. Trey Turner's error in the 5th made it interesting, but later on he made up for it with an RBI single, and that woke up the LA lineup. And last but not least, Chuck Nasty singles home Garrett Hampson to get the scoring started, and Chris Bryant is looking comfy in that lineup. 7 hits in his first 20 at-bats. The Rockies go up 3-1 after Connor Joe's ground out, but unfortunately for Colorado, Seager lifts the ball for his first Rangers. Never mind, Grichuk soars in to rob Corey Seager, and the Rangers were held to just 2 hits over the final 5 innings, and the Rockies are sitting at 4-1. Good for them. Well, that does it for today's MLB recap. Sorry that I was rushing towards the end. My camera battery is about to die. And to end today's video, let's go ahead and roll the web gems, and do not forget to save yourself 20 bucks off on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. Code Fuzzy, SeatGeek. There you go.
There's a line drive caught by Bryson Stott, and you're putting the ball in play.
You know, you guys saw in spring training, they work so hard. You know.
Broken bat, Looper back towards second, barehanded by Stott, and he throws out these.
To the gap, Buxton trying to cut it off. Oh, what a catch! A tremendous break on the ball, and the speed unlike any other. Runner goes in the air left field. Stephen Kwan, they can't find the ball. He's going to try to throw all the way back to first, and they double him up. Holy mackerel!
Stretch back up the middle. Mondesi with a great stop and Gold Glove play.
Feels like Mondesi showing his extreme skills. The range on that left side.
On the ground, right side, and diving is Cronenworth from his knees, throws to first, and they got him. Jay Cronenworth sprawling on the outfield lawn, and then throws from his belly to get him.